Now let's move on to my opponent this week, Blackhawks defenseman Brent Seabrook. I had a chance to check in with him and see what he's been up to lately. Let's check his profile first. Well, thanks for letting us into your home. And there's a lot of cool photos and everything all around the basement. We'll show you that a little later, but I want to talk about where you're from. Saskatchewan? Tawasin. Okay, Tawasin. Now, when you were growing up, I mean, it's right, if you look at the map, it's literally like right by the US border. Was it cooler to like cross into the US to hang out growing up or be back in Canada?
It was better when we were buying beer. It was cheaper. It was cool being close enough to the United States that, you know, we could jump it. My buddy had a house that backed right onto the border, so we'd go down to his place and we'd have beach fires down there when we were in high school because the cops they didn't really have a big police presence down there, so we were able to stay up late and
get away with
have beer down there and you know have some fun.
Now you have a younger brother, Keith, who plays in the minors. I mean, in your household, were you guys like forced to play hockey? Is it something that like if you live in Canada, you must play hockey or you don't get dinner?
It wasn't like that for my family, but it's definitely like that. You know, around my parents always encouraged me to play different sports. We played different sports growing up. Obviously, hockey was the biggest one. And when I turned 9, when my brother turned 9 as well, we played a summer hockey team, and that's sort of when we stopped playing other sports because hockey just got too much. But it's pretty much religion up there. It's every kid's playing it. If you're not playing on the ice, you're out in the tennis courts playing hockey and stuff like that.
Playing hockey in the tennis courts? I like that. Improvising? Who's the biggest prankster on the team?
Sharpie is.
Yeah.
Yeah, he says he's not doing it as much anymore, but he's always the one that everybody blames.
Right.
So,
any interesting pranks he's pulled?
Over the years, he's pulled a lot of really good ones. I think one of my favorite ones of Sharpie was when Burrish was on the team and they, Taser and Kane put their breakfast menu out on the door. They switched it with theirs, and they filled one out for 6 a.m. with everything on the menu. So at 6 a.m., Taves and Kane had a huge spread come to their door.
Right. Okay, so you had some serious overtime goals. I mean, May 29th, 3:35 in overtime, Game 7, Detroit. Was that your biggest moment? I mean, that's a do or die goal.
Yeah, that's probably my biggest goal for sure.
Were you more relieved? Or were you just excited?
I was happy the game was over. I was tired and I think we got caught out there at the start of that period, me and Duncan for a bit, and my legs were burning and I just got lucky and you know, Q always tells us to just shoot the puck, get the puck on net. I was gonna go change, I was gonna dump it in and change and realized nobody was around me, so you know, for the last 6 years I've been hearing him screaming at us to just shoot the puck on the net, so I went up and shot it and bounced off the defenseman and went in and you know, it was definitely you know, on a personal level one of the coolest moments that I've ever had as an individual.
In overtime, whoever scores first is the winner. There's no letting the clock run out. Is there more of a panic in overtime than compared to regulation?
Yes and no. I think you know, you obviously want to be the team that scores first, but you just got to continue to play the same way you've been playing. I think, you know, you look at the Boston series last year, the first game, I think we went to 3 overtimes, and you sort of try and play the same way. You try and play defensively, and you know, you don't try and take too many chances, but you know, you obviously want to be the team that scores.
You're a family man now, new baby, Carter 7 Seabrook. Whose idea was it to give him that middle name of your jersey number?
Dana brought it up. She said 7. She was about 6 months into her pregnancy, and we were talking about middle names, and we had Carter picked out for a while, and she said 7, and I didn't really like it, and I didn't really know what people would react to it and how they would deal with it and all that stuff. And
it's different. Like, I've never heard anyone do that.
Yeah, and we were sitting in the hospital room. She was exhausted, and we had to do the paperwork and all that stuff, and I just said, well, what about 7? And she was like, I like it.
Now, Duncan Keith had a baby also. Did you guys plan that?
No.
Like, this is baby time.
No, I think they got pregnant at our wedding.
Oh, really?
I think that was when that happened.
Good way to celebrate.
I don't know. I'm not going to put words in their mouth, though.
Right.
We had fun and enjoyed it, and we just kept an open mind about it, and whatever happens, happens. And 3 months later, it happened. It was during the lockout. It was the lockout.
Right. What
Trying
else
to
are you
stay
gonna
warm.
do?
Yeah, it was cold.